Hello, I'm Bill Moyers, and this is a very unusual television broadcast. This medium of ours excels at conveying images of conflict, violence, anger, sorrow, pain. Conflict is dramatic, which is one of the reasons we see so much of it. But there are in America other stories, stories about people who serve, people who help, people who heal. They're often overlooked because to see them, you have to look just a little bit harder. To see peace where there had been conflict, to see hope where there had been despair, to see minds open to opportunity when before fear had closed them. This is a program about a very special group of American heroes, the winners of the Jefferson Award. We invite you to hear their stories.
Beneath my wings.
20 years ago, the American Institute of Public Service was formed to celebrate America's unsung heroes. An award, the Jefferson Award, was created to recognize the very best of them. The Institute was founded by Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, Senator Robert Taft Jr., and Sam Beard. The winners are selected by a panel that includes some of America's best: Leslie Stahl, Neil Simon, Hank Aaron, Gregory Peck. Some of the winners have names the world knows well. Together, they're a roll call of our recent history: James Baker, Colin Powell, Sally Ride, Jimmy Carter, and this year, Thurgood Marshall. Justice Marshall's life work, the extension of the rights and liberties of every American, we honored with this year's Jefferson Award for service performed by a public official. As president of Planned Parenthood, Faye Waddleton helped shape our nation's family planning policy. Her dedication, respected by friend and adversary alike, earned her this year's Jefferson Award for service performed by a private citizen. Eunice Shriver founded the Special Olympics. Because of her work, tens of thousands of people with physical and mental handicaps have overcome the challenges that face them on the athletic field and in their personal lives. This year's Jefferson Award for public service benefiting the disadvantaged was presented to Mrs. Shriver. Michael Brown and Alan Casey founded Boston's City Year. Those who sign up spend their year building playgrounds, renovating buildings, making the quality of their city's life better, and in the process, building better lives for themselves. The founders of City Year won the 1992 Jefferson Award for the greatest public service performed by people 35 and under.
This program is made possible in part by Exxon.
You've driven these streets 1,000 times. But tonight, there's something different. Tonight, you're using Exxon 93 Supreme gasoline for a cleaner engine, smooth acceleration, and a full 93 octane.
Let the tiger set you free.
Rely on Exxon Supreme.
Rely on the tiger.
For generations, bread has been an important part of every meal at the Riccatellis. And right now, while the crust is still hot, the middle full of goodness, they're not thinking about the skills and patience that go into baking their daily bread. And that's okay. They can keep on enjoying the food they love, and we'll keep on bringing it to them. Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices.
After examining, testing, it's a fact. You can buy new Preparation H hydrocortisone cream with the maximum strength available without a prescription to relieve problem itch. New Preparation H hydrocortisone cream. Prescription strength without a prescription.
Every second of an asthma attack can feel like an eternity. That's why there's Primatene Mist. Primatene opens clogged breathing tubes fast when speed counts. Primatene Mist, fastest type asthma relief without a prescription.
$1 is worth a whole lot more.
This month, you can stretch the value of your dollar at Izzy's with this sensational offer. Buy your favorite Izzy's pizza, any size, add $1, and get a trip to our fabulous salad bar. Isn't that great? Buy a pizza, add $1, and get our salad bar. This terrific offer is available all day, every day, this month.
At Izzy's, $1 is worth a whole lot more.
We now return to the 1992 Jefferson Awards.
120 over 80. You're doing good this morning.
Shoot, yes.
Mine should be so good.
I'm not sick. I'm just crippled.
Most of the winners of Jefferson Awards are not well known. They are quite simply the people who make our communities work and who make our world a little better. There's one thing they all have in common with each other and with the man in whose honor the award is named, Thomas Jefferson. They all believe the individual is unique and important, and they all work to help those around them reach their own potential. Carol KOIN helps homeless people find homes, rebuild their lives, and regain their dignity. With her help, nearly 10,000 of her Florida neighbors have been able to move from the streets back into homes. Dr. Albert Eckstein has helped thousands of people who are terminally ill move from hospitals to homes and hospices. Rachel Rosso and her husband opened their home and their hearts to 20 foster children whose special needs made it unlikely they would ever know the warmth of a home or family. Dr. Leslie Wright raised funds so that the Rotary Club could try to eradicate polio. Although few of the children vaccinated by the Polio Plus campaign will ever hear the name or see the face of the man who made it possible, more than 2 billion of them will live without polio because of his work. Judge Edward Rogers saw that drugs were destroying his community and that people society could not afford to lose were themselves losing to addiction and crime. Karen Burns tells you his story.
You seem to feel as though you may have a problem with drugs. Do you feel that you're having a problem?
It's Saturday morning, and the Honorable Judge Edward Rogers Court is in session in the City Council chamber of Riviera Beach, Florida. It's not a normal time or place for court, and it's not a normal court.
Well, we're not going to put you in jail, but we want to try to get you some treatment before you get in jail.
The defendants are here because their families or loved ones think they've lost control of their lives, and they know Judge Rogers has a program to help them get them back.
We'll try to get you into the program. We're going to try to straighten you up, and we will do whatever we can to try to assist you in finding a job.
His program is simple but unique. He uses the power of his court to force people into drug treatment programs before they commit the crimes that would send them instead to jail.
He was a good kid. I wished I had him back. My kids were honest. And he did steal. And now he steals. And he lies to me. And I can't take that.
The stories don't get any easier to hear the second, third, or the 100th time.
Anything that she can get her hands on to get her high, she's doing it, and she's HIV positive, and she's not capable of taking care of herself.
Rogers works with professionals in law and drug rehabilitation who also volunteer their time.
Problem two is that admittedly, she's using crack cocaine. And she says that she's using about $200, how often?
A day.
$200 a day worth of crack cocaine. So that's problem 2.
Rogers can be tough. He often is.
Jail is an eventuality or a possibility. And I tell you, Mrs. Davis, because a lot of moms feel as though, well, I don't want my baby to go to jail. But the only way this program works is if I enforce it by way of carrying out my promise.
Even so, to many of those who appear before him, Judge Rogers is a lifeline.
What happened to you if the judge didn't have this program?
I don't know. I'll probably be dead somewhere.
You think you need this program?
Yes,
Why do you think you'd be dead somewhere?
because that's what crime does to you. It kills you.
Do you want to get off?
Yeah,
How are you going to do that?
I'm gonna get some help. Somebody's gonna help me.
Mary Davis got the help she needed within 24 hours.
I just thank God for Judge Rogers.
Kathy Mickens went into drug rehab voluntarily, but Judge Rogers' program was the only way she could afford treatment or get it quickly.
And I talked to my mother, and I told her I wanted a court order me because I want to go back into treatment. I want to change my life because I just got tired of being out there in the streets.
On those streets, Judge Edward Rogers makes fighting drugs everybody's business. He works with local civic groups to spread the word about his program. Robert Bazone, who runs the drug treatment program in Riviera Beach, is committed to the Rogers approach.
If we help them recover, that's an effort to prevent the same disease from affecting ourselves and our family. So the best preventative action that we can take is helping the active addict and alcoholic to find recovery. And that's going to take people like Judge Rogers who are willing to stand up and say, hey, follow me. You know, follow me. We're going to lead you into this, okay? It's scary. You're going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to hurt you a little bit. It's going to bang on your pocketbook a little bit. But believe me, in the long run, down the road, we're all going to benefit from this.
We are all on the same boat. It's impossible for the back of the ship to go down and the front to stay afloat. And if inner city goes down the tubes and we have the same riotous type relationship that we're getting in the big cities, we're all in trouble.
I would say we need more of them. Every city should have one. I feel that if we had a judge like Judge Rogers, there would be hope for a lot of people. There's no hope right now.
This program is made possible in part by Johnson & Johnson.
I think it's amazing. I don't know how they did it.
Why did we put such superior technology into a contact lens designed to be thrown away?
You don't even know you have them in. They're just so comfortable.
Fresh lenses once a week, they are really comfortable.
Because Johnson & Johnson has always known that the most comfortable lens is a clean, fresh one. AccuView disposable contact lenses.
You don't clean them, you just throw them away.
AccuView. Discover how comfortable a contact lens can be.
I guarantee you, you'll never go back to your old lenses again.
Congress just voted for a bill to control cable rates. And guess what? The cable companies don't like it, but consumer groups do. And senior citizens, blue-collar labor, and thousands of Americans just like you and me, all have voiced their support for the Cable Consumer Protection Act. So if you see a commercial or receive mail attacking the cable bill, consider the source. Don't let the cable companies win by confusing the issue. Call your senators and tell them to keep supporting the Cable Consumer Protection Act.
Do you remember that story about the 3 bears? This was too big. That was too small. And finally, something fit just right. Like the new J30 from Infinity. Now that's my definition of luxury. It's a car you just slip right into. And live happily ever after. Infinity. Makes you want to take up driving again, doesn't it?
The Screamer. Finally, one day, instead of putting her on timeout, we decided to give her a writing assignment. And that's when we discovered that the kid was brilliant. wrote wonderful stories. Every day we made that a part of her curriculum so you can write for us today. She's doing great now. If her funding was cut from United Way, we would close up today.
We now return to the 1992 Jefferson Awards.
This year, as every year, Jefferson Awards are presented not only to the most distinguished of our nation's public servants, but to the youngest of them as well. The American Institute for Public Service works with Weekly Reader to find and recognize the young people whose service to their communities is an example to their peers and to us all. Kids like Kara Boggs, who learned sign language to help a deaf classmate communicate, and like Philip Wayne Cash, age 6, of Forest, Mississippi.
I just like to help other people.
Why?
Because I feel very, very sorry for them when they're very, very sick and they don't have no homes or no food.
Philip Cash knows what it's like to need help. Born with spina bifida, he's had 6 operations to correct a myriad of problems. Not the kind of medical history you'd expect in a hot young basketball star.
I want to be like Michael Jordan someday.
Philip plays with the Jay Wheelers, a Jackson-based wheelchair basketball team that raises money for local charities. His contribution? Spirit.
When I'm around them, sometimes I can be at my downest, one of my downest moments. But when I see Philip, the encouragement, he's always smiling. It helps me to say, keep on, keeping on.
The weakness of Philip's legs has forced him to develop the strength he does have. Because he has used that strength to help those around him, Philip Wayne Cash was selected as one of the Jefferson Awards 1992 Young Medalists.
Sometimes I say, Philip, you can't do it. And then I say, Philip, yes, you can. I told them, they can do anything they want, but all they have to do is practice like I did. Sometimes you say you can't, then I would say, you can if you just try.
The founders of our nation had a unique idea that this country would be ruled not by a monarch, nor by any class of people believed to be endowed with special talents or powers. No, the United States, they declared, would be governed by the people who live here, which leaves us with a lot of responsibilities. Foremost among them is that we pass on to new generations of Americans the ideals upon which our way of life is founded. For that reason, we look especially to recognize those who work with young people. Robert Mendoza of Austin, Texas, is one of America's best.
The 10th of Lincoln, alley on Lincoln, 9th and 10th.
Why are we closing posted overtime?
To become a member of the Bros Gang, you have to walk the line.
The news reports from Austin a few years ago were no different from those of many American cities. Young people with few hopes and fewer prospects had begun to join gangs.
2 years ago, we had like 6,000 hardcore gang members here in the city. There was drive-by shootings, people getting hurt, people getting robbed, people getting killed. You know, we had like 6 kids that got killed due to gang violence. 2 kids committed suicide. And it was a nightmare for Austin, Texas.
The gangs offered them something their city did not: activity, excitement, a sense of belonging. But Austin had something many American cities didn't: a community that responded, police officers who came from the same streets. And Austin had Robert Mendoza.
And we took them out of the streets. We put them into something constructive, something that they would do, you know, every day. When they got out of baseball, they went into basketball and then into football. And during that time, we worked with them. We, you know, encouraged them to go to school and things like that.
And now it's getting harder to find evidence that gangs were once powerful here.
The gang scene is very minimal. You know, the people like in the parks out there, the people are out there now enjoying themselves, having picnics, whereas before, they didn't do that.
you know, they were afraid to go out to the park because there were 300 or 400 gang members out there.
Robert Mendoza is one of the reasons that the parks are now safe. As leader of the mayor's task force on gangs and founder of the Greater Austin Youth League, he helped stop gang violence while providing restless youth with a sports program as a positive alternative.
And I think that Robert has influenced not 20s or 30s or hundreds, probably over the years, he's probably influenced several thousand kids.
His enthusiasm has spurred others to act.
So you ready to go? Yeah, we're ready.
Hey, hi, how you doing?
This community group works with ex-gang members to clean up graffiti.
Robert is what you could call a big log. He's the fuel for the fire. He's got a lot of energy, and he's bursting it out to different people like he did with me. And he basically just fueled my fire a little bit more and said, yeah, this is what you need to do. You know, go out and do it.
And in East Austin, kids listen to Robert Mendoza. They listen because they know he cares.
There are a lot of parents that don't care, you know, and there has to be somebody to care for them in order for them to succeed. And that's what really inspired me to really help these kids. You know, I just like to see the smiles on their faces.
Manuel Cepeda and Carlos Cerda were gang members. Robert Mendoza believed they could be more.
You know, he's taught me a lot. It's, you know, school. He showed me to go back to school. You know, just basic things that you know, that a father usually does for a child, you know. Just, you know, he took me in and like if I was his, you know, and helped me out.
And so when the city of Austin opened its new baseball field, it was named after the man who made it possible, Robert Mendoza.
Gave me that extra push. In other words, he like opened the doors and waited for me to walk through, you know. He gave me that extra shove, you know, come on, you can do it, help me out, you know. Me and you and other people can get together and make a difference.
This program is made possible by Exxon and by Johnson & Johnson.
For so many years now, Tylenol and all the products that carry the Tylenol name have been there. Because caring isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
Someone to watch over me.
At Izzy's, $1 is worth a whole lot more.
This month, you can stretch the value of your dollar at Izzy's with this sensational offer. Buy your favorite Izzy's pizza, any size, add $1, and get a trip to our fabulous salad bar. Isn't that great? Buy a pizza, add $1, and get our salad bar. This terrific offer is available all day, every day, this month.
At Izzy's, $1 is worth a whole lot more.
This is regular. This is better. This Bufferin is regular. For headaches, Anacin is better. Why better? Regular Bufferin has one ingredient. Anacin has two, a pain medicine plus a second ingredient that makes it work better. Get Anacin. Get better.
This is a place of rest or a place of torment when nighttime pain keeps you awake. Get help from a name you know. New aspirin-free Anacin PM with a powerful pain reliever plus a gentle ingredient to help you sleep. So you wake up feeling fresh.
You can see it in their eyes. They're pushing to raise the benchmark of quality. And after 3 million miles of testing, the people of Exxon know Phase 4 gasoline offers the highest level of engine cleaning, all for one reason. For proven high performance you can rely on.
Let the tiger set you free. Rely on the tiger.
We now return to the 1992 Jefferson Awards.
In many ways, the Special Olympics epitomize the kind of service that the Jefferson Awards were created to recognize. Jefferson winners don't gain their prize by simply taking care of people so much as they do by giving them the help they need to stand on their own. It's a matter of respect, and for many Special Olympians, respect is pretty hard to come by. So are people who'll give you a chance to live up to your dreams, to prove to the world, and most of all to yourself, that there's a lot more to you than meets the eye. People like Mary Ellen Eagle are rare indeed.
Suzanne? Sue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you guys. Are you ready for a good day?
It's 6 o'clock on a midsummer Saturday morning, and Seattle's Eagles, all 60 of them, are up and almost ready.
Everybody, I want to check out your yellow socks and see if you got them on right. You have them on backwards.
There are Eagles of every description. 5 teams: the Golden Eagles, the Screaming Eagles, the Eagle Thundercats, and the Eagle Wildcats, and the Eagle All-Stars. They range in age from about 8 to about 60.
Okay. Play ball.
Their enthusiasm is at times far ahead of their skills. But no one at this tournament is really intent on defeating their opponent. The challenge at the Auburn Invitational is not really from the other teams. The challenge is from a society that has often told these people what they cannot do, has expected them to fail, and has excluded them.
If you can say in your heart, well, if I can hit a home run, maybe I could try something else. You don't feel that they can do anything. People have to keep telling them. People have to remind them. People have to reinforce them. Give them opportunities to succeed. If they can go home with a blue ribbon or a medal, man, I did something. I can do it. Maybe I can do something else.
For Mary Ellen Eagle, who started the team that bears her name, and who works 2 jobs to pay their expenses, seeing the Olympians here is a victory. And for Mary Ellen personally, it is a triumph. Last year, she had both of her knees replaced. This year, she's having a painful and difficult operation on her back. Despite all of that, she hasn't missed a game.
I think I can walk today, and I think I can go on every day because I have heroes in my life. My heroes are my athletes. I think they deserve this medal more than I do. Thank you.
The people you've met on this program are a few, and only a few, of the thousands of heroes who were considered this year for Jefferson Awards. They're not the kind of people you often see on television, and we are, as a nation, poorer for that. Because it's in their stories that we discover the spirit of America, and in their example, find the best in ourselves. I'm Bill Moyers. Thank you for joining us.
It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all right here in the heart. Oh, I want you to know, I know the truth. Oh, baby. Oh, and I would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle. But you're the wind beneath my wings. For you are the wind beneath my wings.
Some people call this home. It's where Poopsie, the little darling, has his very own room. This is their idea of informal dining, and they'll never wash a dish in their life. They select their wardrobe from a runway. But if you live and work in the real world, you'll appreciate finding the clothes that work for you all in one place. You'll find it at Fred Meyer. And look for the fall fashion sale.
Measure Bob Packwood by the enemies he's made, like environmental extremists who want to shut down Oregon jobs.
It makes no sense at all. People are getting thrown out of work.
He upset the tax shelter industry and companies that made billions and paid no taxes.
The people who previously hadn't paid any taxes weren't going to like it, and they weren't going to like me, and they don't like me now, and they're paying taxes.
Some in Congress were angry when he pushed through a ban on log exports instead of waiting for consensus.
On occasion, you got to bust heads.
Tough times demand a tough leader, Senator Bob Packwood.